It's been a very interesting week in regards to news on Assassin's Creed Mirage. What I mainly wanted to talk about in this video is Ubisoft's plans for microtransactions in Mirage. But before that, for those who weren't aware, AC Mirage's release was pushed up a week earlier from October 12th to October 5th. I think this is clearly to help separate the game more from all of the other major October releases, because on the 12th, it was pretty much coming out within the same week as Alan Wake 2 and Spider-Man 2. Well, Spider-Man 2 would be 8 days after, but you know what I mean. It also hopefully points to the game being ready, because they could have delayed it if they really wanted to only separate it from the competitors, but instead they decided to push it up. So hopefully that means good things for the game's state, or it could mean nothing. We'll see, I guess. I don't remember the last time an Assassin's Creed game's release had been pushed up instead of back, so that's interesting. Now, personally, this makes things a little complicated for me. Obviously, getting the game sooner is exciting, and I'm glad I'll have more time to play it before Spider-Man 2, but I also have a lot of things I'm hoping to get done before Mirage launches, lots of videos I have planned, and it was already seeming unlikely that I would get to do them all by the 12th, and now that it's the 5th, we'll see. But hey, honestly, I think it's a good move. I'm not sure how much could really change with the game's state in a week anyway, but hopefully no problems arise because of this. But really the big thing I wanted to talk about in this video is Mirage's microtransactions. Earlier in the month, we got another leak from Jonathan, who's been very consistent and reliable with these Mirage leaks, featuring one of the skins available for purchase with real money in Mirage. And then a few days later, Ubisoft confirmed they will have microtransactions, however, that they will be toned down and purely cosmetic. So no XP boosters or some BS pay-to-win type of purchases. Now, obviously, I know a lot of us would prefer this game to have zero microtransactions. It's a return to roots after all, and those original games didn't have any, but it's at least somewhat relieving to know they won't be as invasive as they have been ever since Origins, and I was fully expecting it to have microtransactions. It's unrealistic to expect Ubisoft to stop after how much money it's made them in the most recent games, but it is still frustrating for sure. This news also came out at like one of the worst possible times, because everyone was praising Baldur's Gate 3. If you haven't heard of that game, I highly suggest you look into it because it's doing some truly remarkable things. But Larian, the studio behind Baldur's Gate 3, got tons of praise for saying this. In an era where a lot of these massive games try to squeeze every dime out of the consumer, even in single-player games, this was such a nice breath of fresh air to hear, where the game you buy is a complete full package with nothing paywalled. And then I kid you not, like a few hours after I saw this, I saw that leak from Mirage, and it really upset me. But I'm a little less upset after learning they'll be strictly for cosmetics. But is this Ubisoft toning down and becoming more consumer-friendly? Or is this simply because there's not many ways to monetize Mirage? With the RPG games, they had leveling systems, so they could sell things like XP boosters, special armors, and material packs. They can't do that with Mirage. So I'm not really buying that this is Ubisoft toning things down to be more friendly and for the sake of it. I wouldn't be surprised if Codename Red comes out and all those invasive microtransactions are back. I think the only way Ubisoft ever stops this is if people stop buying them and the PR gets too negative. Because sure, a lot of people are upset at microtransactions, but then there's still plenty of people out there who buy them. Now personally, I'm not going to spend a single cent on any gear packs or anything like that for Mirage. The only way I'd buy something for this game is if it's a DLC, not only because I don't want to support that business model, but also because I want the game to feel more grounded like the old AC games. I don't want glowing, futuristic skins no matter how cool they look. That's just me, of course, but I'll be more than satisfied with customization in the game, with Basim's robes and the different dyes. I don't need a Prince of Persia or Abstergo Trooper skin. You know, honestly, from a PR angle, it would be smart of Ubisoft to have a game with no microtransactions. They won't do that because of money, of course, but seeing the community rally around Larian Studios, people would for once actually commend Ubisoft for something if they did that too. Again, they won't. won't, but if they did, it would bring some positive PR. Obviously, in this hypothetical scenario, it'd be nice if Ubisoft just did it on principle and integrity, but that ain't how they function. There has to be some sort of ulterior business-related motive. But I've said my piece on that matter. I don't really want to call this good news because microtransactions aren't good news, but at the very least, they won't be quite as present as I thought, or so Ubisoft claims. They did kind of do something similar with Valhalla, where they started small, and then months later after release brought in all these new microtransactions, so excuse me if I don't fully trust their promises here. That's just my opinion though. Let me know how you feel about microtransactions in Assassin's Creed, and about the release date of the game being pushed up a week. As always, if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you left a like, and considered subscribing to the channel if you're new, and other than that, thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day, Assassins.